for the club that he captained, or against the club he captained for Coventry tonight. Jesper B. Jensen. How much depends on this man, Sam Malenko. There we see him, of course, gets it for Coventry, and away they go on the inside in red. A perfect start for Michael Carlson. He's pursued, though, by that man, Sam Malenko, but down the outside in blue goes Jesper Jensen. Jensen goes round, Malenko comes down. Problems there indeed already for Sam Malenko coming down. Our referee Craig Ackroyd lets it run, but at the moment it's going to be the best possible start for the Wolves, because they have the first two riders. 5-1 the scoreline if it stays like this. It's tough for Coventry.
Yeah, Michael Carlson, the joint captain out in front, always so fast around this Wolverhampton circuit. And Jesper B. Jensen already having a much better meeting than he had last week, where he only scored the 1 point. So it's looking good at the moment for Wolverhampton.
Into the final lap they go. Michael Carlson, the leader. In second place, his teammate and partner, Jesper B. Jensen. Back in third place in yellow, the guest, Oliver Allen, in this one as rider replacement for the absent Billy Gennaro. Sam Malenko disappointed at the back, but the checkered flag goes to Michael Carlson in the red helmet colours. His partner, Jesper Jensen, in blue, comfortably in second place. Oliver Allen gets third. A 5-1 indeed is exactly the start the Wolves wanted. That's what it is, with 14 heats still to go. They lead 5-1. Sam Malenko finishes, but just desperately disappointing for Sam Malenko on his return here, where he did so well guessing.
Jensen just comes in on Sam Malenko, and Sam there just gets caught out by the track conditions. A little bit of water on top in heat one, and certainly seemed to catch Sam out there. Just loses traction, sits down. You can see him taking a look back, make sure he's not going to get collected there by Oliver Allen. And
the informed reserve. Chris Neath goes for Wolves, gate 2 in red. Gate 3 in yellow there is Scott Robson, the guest. Of course, he used to be a regular in the Coventry team. And on the outside is David Howe, so impressive here at Monmore Green last week against Peterborough. Now starting marshal getting busy at the tapes now. Keith Kershaw gets them up towards the 31-year-old. Races to Rhinehouse. Away they go on the inside. A great start by Thomas Topinka. And Topinka got an absolute flyer there. Pursued in red by Chris Neath, who's going up the inside of him. Back in third place in yellow, but now being taken in blue by David Howe. Down at the back goes Scott Robson. Our referee will let this go on, but it's all important for Coventry. Thomas Topinka is in front, but now being put under some pressure by Chris Neath. And David Howe is coming through as well.
Yeah, it's all tightening up now up the front there. You can see David Howe, he's just gone past his team partner, and he's now chasing Thomas Topinka hard. This is not a track you would think Thomas would ride particularly well. He loves those big circuits, and now David Howe's come right through up to first place. Thomas Topinka's having another look up the inside, but certainly he's got his work cut out now. David's got in front of him.
A brilliant ride for David Howe, who's come from last to first with 1 lap to go. David Howe in the blue helmet colours for Wolverhampton, leading the way now down the back straight. Second place in green. Thomas Topinka is now under pressure from Chris Neath in red. Neath goes through on the inside. Can Topinka hold it? Topinka will get by and just moves into second place. A good ride by Thomas Topinka in the end to finish in second place ahead of the rider in red, Chris Neath. But it's only a 4-2 in fact to Wolves, but it's enough to keep them substantially in front by 9 points to 3 with 2 heats gone. But that man David Howe came from
also good gates, but then rushing through at the last lap or so.
Well, I prefer to make the start, got a bit more grip than I expected off the start. They were going to make a slight alteration to the bike, but to be honest, I didn't feel so quick. We've just told the mechanics to make a bit of a change, so hopefully we'll be a bit faster down the straights and a bit quicker at the start next time.
So you're not going to rely on that shooting finish sprint that you have?
No, it's that's what, the easiest race of the night, so it is my job to go out and win that one, and I didn't win it in style. It's not the way I like to win races, so hopefully we'll get it sorted for the next one.
OK, thanks very much. Back to Chris.
A replacement for Billy Gennaro, the first one. On the inside, it's Adam Skornishki for Wolverhampton. Back from a collarbone injury. Might be tough for him. The near immaculate Lee Richardson in the Grand Prix Saturday goes for Coventry in green, gate 2. Gate 3 is Paul Hurry, who took a tumble in the grass track meeting on Sunday. He may be feeling the bumps and bruises. On the outside is Oliver Allen. Well, Paul Hurry in the red helmet.
And how these two react to their injuries at the moment.
Lee Richardson in the green helmet colours has great form away for Coventry. 161 points. Oh, and problems now, because the man left at the gate is Lee Richardson. Real problems. Could it get any worse for Coventry? Because they really hope to produce something from this one. And now 1 and 2 for Wolverhampton down the back straight. Into the home straight they come. The leader, no doubt about it, Paul Hurry. Second place, Adam Skornishki. Work to be done for Oliver Allen, but a worst possible start for Lee Richardson, the form man for Coventry. Disaster strikes the bees.
Yeah, this is a confidence boost for Paul Hurry and Adam Skornishki, coming, as I say, back from injuries at the moment. moment, and obviously this can do their confidence the world of good. But what an absolute disastrous start for Coventry. Lee Richardson got to be their trump man tonight, and he didn't even move from the start.
Lee Richardson there looking down to his machine, but the men out of the track, and they go into the final lap with some comfort and a 5-1 margin coming the way of the Wolverhampton Wolves in the place of Paul Hurry in the red helmet colour there, with time to look back. Tracking him, of course, in blue there is Adam Skornishki. As Chris says, a real confidence booster here, but it's another 5-1. The winner in red is Paul Hurry. Man in blue, Adam Skornishki. Both Wolves riders, of course, and Oliver Allen in yellow gets his second point of the night. Oliver Allen taking that consolation point, and really nobody to beat because the tragedy being left at the start for Lee Richardson. Scott Robson, gate 2. Gate 3 for Wolves, Peter Carlson. On the outside, Andreas Johnson. Man in the green helmet colour, Andreas Johnson was Johnson in green. Away goes our starting marshal. A flyer for Johnson. Peter Carlson left a little bit. Johnson picks up grip down the back straight, locks up a little bit, but now coming through on the inside in blue is David Howe. Can he do it for a second week running? But Andreas Johnson is battling too, and Andreas Johnson in second place. Peter Carlson surprisingly last in red, but now moves into third place. Will put Johnson under pressure, but Howe stolen a march out front in blue.
Yeah, it's a shock to see Peter Carlson struggling a little bit there in third place, struggling with the track that he knows so well, and but it's great to see a young Englishman, David Howe, doing so well at the moment. He's riding extremely well. He's riding very confident and thinking on his feet.
David Howe, 15 points here last week against Peterborough. Could he be the man that takes his team, Wolverhampton, into that grand final with Eastbourne? Down the back straight he goes, just over half a lap to go for David Howe in blue, who's looking faster and faster. Peter Carlson surprisingly back in third, but Howe's done the business, and David Howe in blue takes it ahead of Andreas Johnson in green in second place for the visitors from Coventry. Third place goes to the rider in red, Peter Carlson, but only just. And that, well, another heat advantage, the fourth successive heat advantage for the home team. They take that by 4 points to 2. Wolves, and it's going very much their way. They now lead points or more behind after heat 4. You may use a rider as a tactical substitute, and he may have one such ride. He's going to here. Lee Richardson goes on the inside for Coventry in yellow. For Wolverhampton, Paul Hurry, already a heat winner, gate 2 in red. Gate 3 for Coventry, Sam Ermolenko, who fell first time out, but remember, back on the track where he made his name, perhaps. Wolverhampton on the outside. Kershaw, he moves away. Craig Ackroyd lets up the tapes. Lee Richardson's got a great start this time. Sam Ermolenko's with him. This is what Coventry need, 1 and 2. Lee Richardson slows up, going through in red is Paul Hurry. Richardson has work to do. He almost locks up. He's almost taken by Chris Lee, but Richardson comes back again. Wolves won't like that because the man down in red, Paul Hurry, Richardson was desperately close to him. Our referee is stopping that. I'm sure he'll have a look at that. I'm sure we too as well. But I'm sure that Paul Hurry believes that Lee Richardson touched him there, Chris, when he came into that bend. It was all looking so good at the start or after the first lap for Coventry, who needed to get back into this. And that man there who took a perler, Paul Hurry, before one lap was complete. Let's see it, Chris.
Yeah, we can see here we've got Sam Ermolenko in front. Paul Hurry's just moved himself into second. Lee's cut back up the inside. I've got to be honest, it looked close from that camera angle, difficult to say, but it didn't look like Lee had touched him. We had a similar decision to make last week in the playoffs when Peterborough were here. And in that situation, Paul Hurry would have been excluded.
The red exclusion light, Paul Hurry fell. The referee deeming no touch from Lee Richardson. Could this now start to turn things away of Coventry? Because they must be set here, possibly for a 5-1.
And possibly Britain's brightest prospect, Lee Richardson, against him.
Well, they need to team right now. Sam Ermolenko has taken Chris Neath wide. Sam Ermolenko goes round the outside. Lee Richardson in yellow picks it up on the inside. Ermolenko's his teammate in green on the outside. They're occupying the width of the track. Chris Neath in blue. The only Wolves rider in this one is trailing them. And they've got to ride with some comfort now. The 5-1's here for the taking for the visitors from Coventry. And their first individual heat winner and heat advantage.
Yeah, it certainly took Sam that lap just to wind Lee Richardson back in and get in front of him. It's always good to have the rider on the outside of the track, entering the corner first. It makes his job a lot easier going into the corner. We can see there Lee has pulled up past Sam Ermolenko, which is possibly making Sam's job a little bit harder, but they're not coming under too much pressure at the moment.
Well, tactics come into it, of course. If a 5-1 goes the way of Coventry here, the difference will still be as much as 8 points, and they'll still have the chance for a tactical substitute in the next one. And I think they use it. But here's the 5-1, won by the rider in green there, Sam Ermolenko. Second place to Lee Richardson in yellow, and a courageous ride by Chris Neath for the Wolves in blue. But that's a 5-1 to Coventry, which gets them very much back in the meeting. It's now 19-11 with 5 heats gone, as you see at the bottom of your screen.
On the line.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was in no man. Oh, on the start line.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was a fuel problem. We came in, checked the ignition, checked there was a spark, and everything was okay. So I presume there's something wrong with the carburetor, but I just jumped shot my second bike.
Much better in the next one.
Yeah, that bike's probably a little bit better for the conditions, but I didn't have enough time. I was in as a tactical substitute there, so I had to get ready.
Sure, but that was a vital result for you. You desperately needed to get back in this match.
Yeah, that's right. I was just trying to stay on the inside there. It's quite grippy off the inside line. You see people using that line, and I was just trying to stay with Sam because I felt a bit quicker when he going in the corners, but I think he had some problems with his bikes.
Yeah, he was just struggling a little bit, but there was obviously the shorter way round there. You were sort of picking up on him every time down the straights.
Yeah, that's it. Like I say, like you see it, and then I was getting a good run off that corner and the other one as well. So
do you think you can really fight your way back into the match now? Because that's a nice 5-1, maybe a bit of a confidence booster for the team.
Maybe it's maybe helped everyone. Obviously, Sam in his first race had a rough ride, so hopefully that now will lift everyone else and we can get going. Because you need to, because we are the underdog tonight and we're under pressure.
You've got a bit more of a responsibility tonight with the Americans out. You've got to get there and G those guys up. You're riding really well. You need to put that across to the rest of the team and get them together, don't you?
That's it. Yeah, I was a bit rough there because obviously I had a few problems, but I'm going to get the rest of the boys going and we're going to give everyone at home and everyone here something to shout about.
Nice
Well,
one,
let you
Lee.
go and do that. Thanks a lot,
Chris
Lee.
Johnson, probably a key to this one. The talented young Swede in green. Gate 3, Mikael Carlson for Wolverhampton, of course, doing well in the Grand Prix. Currently lies fifth, third on Saturday. On the outside, Thomas de Pincker, a second place in his first ride. He looked impressive for 2 laps.
We'll see how it goes.
Away goes the starting margin, up by the tapes. A good start for the rider in red, Michael Carlson. On this track, he doesn't normally get headed here. Andres Johnson in pursuit in the green helmet colours, but now moving into second place is Jesper B. Jensen in blue for Wolves. Tailed off at the back. Problems indeed for Thomas de Pincker in yellow. And good work done in the previous heat. It's going to be totally reversed here if it stays like this.
Certainly is. No surprise with the rider out in front, Michael Carlson, but that rider in blue just behind Michael Carlson, that's his teammate Jesper V. Jensen, and he rode so bad here last week. He's not been riding particularly well of late, but he's certainly got it together tonight. I think Pete Adams has probably had a word with him and G'd him up.
A lap and a half to go for Andres Johnson to make ground on Jesper B. Jensen. He's making some, but I don't think it's enough. Michael Carlson in red, way out in front into the final lap. Round the top bend they go. The rider in blue stretches his lead, Jesper Jensen. Andres Johnson is going to have to settle for third place. Another 5 won the way of Wolves with Michael Carlson winning in red. Jesper B. Jensen in blue in second place. Third going to the rider in green, Andres Johnson for Coventry. Another 5-1. That's the fourth time tonight we've had that margin in favour of the home team. They now lead by 24 points to 12 with 6 heats for Wolverhampton in red. It's Oliver Allen in yellow, goes for Coventry, their guest, gate 3. On the outside, Chris Neath, the youngster. Of course, well, Chris Neath and Oliver Allen have plenty of experience racing together. And they're racing against each other here tonight. Greg Ackroyd, the younger, the 2 Ackroyds on the list, and away they go. Richardson struggles to keep it down on the inside. Good start by Pete. Oh, look at this. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. And I don't really know what happened there, Peter. Carlson seemed clear of it. Lee Richardson went down and, well, healthy in the back straight. The man in yellow, Oliver Allen, Chris Neath, and Lee Richardson taking a tumble. And there's going to be considerable repairs needed to the fence here. The last time we saw that was when our own Sam Ermolenko was catapulted through that fence a couple of years or so ago here. But, well, some repairs needed. And I don't know what the referee's version of that is, but I'm sure he'll watch it from us. And maybe, just maybe, the crowding on the first bend will make his decision for him, Chris.
Yeah, it's difficult. We need to see a replay of that one, but certainly Lee Richardson looked like perhaps he just got himself in a muddle. We can see here now from the start, Lee's on the inside. He's just driving a little bit hard in that corner. He's perhaps ended the corner a bit harder than he wanted, turned it backwards, and very unfortunate for Chris Neath there on the outside.
Well, the white light, even though they're wearing green helmet colours tonight, appears to be going to mean the exclusion of Lee Richardson, and frankly, it's really not his night tonight, is it, Chris?
No, it's not, but certainly the exclusion there was justified. He's rushed into the corner a little bit faster than he anticipated, just behind Peter Carlson, turned hard, turned backwards, and very unfortunate there for Chris Neath. Awkward looking tumble for him into the fence.
So far, with 2 rides and 2 wins, he comes in the blue helmet colours as a reserve. The full lineup, Lee Richardson excluded, as you see. Wolverhampton, Peter Carlson goes from gate 2 in red. For Coventry, gate 3, Oliver Allen. On the outside, David Howe.
Cut out, he's in between 2 fantastic Wolverhampton specialists in Peter Carlson and David Howe.
Away they go. Carlson hugging the inside. Howe on the outside. 1 and 2. Another 5-1. Certainly going the way of Wolves if it stays like this, because Oliver Allen is at the back. Fast will tell here. The man going right, Peter Carlson, the Swede, now looking back to his best here, commanding the track. David Howe in second place. And this, well, it will extend the lead to 16 points and a mountain to climb for Coventry.
Yeah, this is definitely one of Wolverhampton's strengths. When you can bring in a rider of David Howe's calibre as a reserve ride, you know, you're going to be a strong side. We've got Peter Carlson out in front and David Howe following him, and certainly learning from the Carlson brothers here at Wolverhampton this year, I think.
Well, we said Peter Carlson was disappointing in his first ride when he finished third, but now he's back to the PK. They all know here at Monmore Green. Down the back straight, half a lap to go. The Wolf has the checkered flag waiting for Peter Carlson, and Peter Carlson will take it with joy, with David Howe, his teammate and partner in blue, in second place. Just a consolation point for Oliver Allen, which is the third time tonight he's come in third. But for Wolverhampton, well, that 5-1 once again.
Spinning a lot in that race. I've just told my mechanics to make a bit of a change. I didn't feel particularly quick, and you know, no disrespect to Ollie, but if you had someone like Lee Richardson or Andreas behind me, he probably would have passed me. So hopefully make a small change now, be a bit faster in the straight line.
You said that you weren't very particularly quick in your first race and you seemed a little bit down in the mouth, but to be honest, you haven't dropped a point yet, David. Not that bad.
No, but you know, it's like yours.
I'd be delighted if
yeah, you're always looking for more. There's winning races and there's winning races. The second one I felt really happy, but it's changed again. It's a little bit slicker than it was last week, and
yeah, conditions. Sorry to interrupt, but conditions do look a little bit tricky.
Yeah, there's a few patches, especially there's a bit of a patch on the top bend, but it's quite slick, really on the straights and entering the corner. Then there's a bit of grip, but
right.
So you don't want to set the bike up for the corner or the straight line. I think I'm going to make it, just maybe put the ignition down a little or something like that.
Just to calm it down a bit.
Yeah, it's not my normal bike I use around Wolves, but I used it in the last 3 heats last week and it went really well, so we're using it again. And it's going all, it's fast.
Not too bad.
It's a little bit too lively, you know.
Okay, all right.
Well, the fans can sense it, and I'm sure you can. The grand final not far away. You're in the next heat. We'll let you get back to your action.
Nice one, David.
Right, for Coventry, Scott Robson in yellow. For Wolves, it's David Howe in blue. For Coventry, in green, Lee Richardson looking for better fortune, better luck. On the outside for Wolves, Jesper B. Jensen. In green, let's watch Lee Richardson. Away goes Richardson this time, but line abreast with the man in blue, David Howe. Richardson goes wide. Can he get grip? Yes, he does. Pursued down the back straight by on the inside of him in blue, David Howe. On the outside in red, Jesper B. Jensen. It'll be a 3-all if it stays like this without Scott Robson making ground. But Lee Richardson looks as if he's at last got it right. Could this be the start of things to come? It would be a split of the points for the first heat tonight if it stays like this. And Lee Richardson is in pole position.
Yeah, that's where Lee likes to be, and that's where he deserves to be. Fantastic young rider. He's out in front, turning on the style there, looking quite comfortable, but still no heat advantage for Coventry with Scott Robson there at the back struggling a little bit. It's not looking so good for Coventry, but David Howe is not letting Lee Richardson get away, and Jesper B. Jensen certainly riding better than last week.
Well, the way it's going, it looks as if both David Howe and Jesper Jensen are going to be beaten by an opponent for the first time tonight, but it could change on this top bend. Lee Richardson has to keep it right. He does. He looks back. David Howe gets second place in blue. Third in red is Jesper Jensen. 3 points apiece the heat score. It's now 32-15. Still a massive margin, but the home side, Wolves, are firmly in control. And Lee Richardson becomes the second man. Wolverhampton, Adam Skornishki goes in blue. Gate 3 for Coventry. Thomas Topinka, who had a second place for the first time. Well, a 5-1 once again. We're looking for Coventry to stay in this, and it means that Adam Skornishki is down at the tapes, away they fly. Good start on the inside by Andreas Johnson in green now. He's in pole position. In the outside now, tracking him in yellow, his teammate and partner Thomas Topinka. Carl, if he looks for Topinka, could he do it? If Johnson can hold them up, but Johnson himself looks a little bit out of control. And now the two Coventry men in blue there. Adam Skornishki in red. Paul Hurry have moved into second and third. And right at the back, Topinka still has a lot of work to do, but Johnson is in front and set for his first heat victory of the night.
Andreas Johnson out in front. He certainly doesn't look too comfortable on this small, tight circuit here at Wolverhampton, though. He's making some funny lines in the corners, and at the moment, still no heat advantage for Coventry. This is no good for them. I don't think Andreas quite knew that Thomas Topinka was with him on that first lap, and now Thomas tailing off at the back.
Andreas Johnson down the back straight in front, now being put under some pressure by Paul Hurry, but Johnson looks as if he'll hold it. It becomes just the second heat winner of the night for Coventry if it stays like this, but it's still only a 3-all, and that won't help them at all. He wins it in green. Second place in red goes to Paul Hurry. Third in blue is Adam Skornishki. 3 points apiece the heat score, and Wolves now, with plenty of heats to come, are just 11 points away from being assured of big Coventry. On the inside, Oliver Allen, who has earned a third place 3 times in a row, but each time, well, he's had nobody with him. Third place he's got. Wolves in blue, that is Jesper B. Jensen, who's not having a bad night here. And on the outside, Michael Carlson along with Lee Richardson. This bad start, but on the outside, Michael Carlson puts him under pressure. Carlson goes where there's grit. Richardson shuts the gate brilliantly on Michael Carlson, and Richardson now looks the class rider we keep saying he's going to be, because pursuing him down this lane, but really, Richardson oozing quality. Chris, can he be a world champion for Britain?
Oh, he certainly can. He's got all the capabilities of being a world champion. He's a very smooth rider. He thinks, you could see that first turn. He didn't make probably the best start, but he just ran across the corner in that first corner and stopped the rider in red, Michael Carlson. And at the moment, he's looking good. He's going away. Michael can't reel him in, but you can never rest on your laurels when you've got Michael Carlson behind you here at Wolverhampton.
Not too many people beat Michael Carlson on this circuit, but Lee Richardson, for whom everything went wrong early on, is now starting to put it together. This could be his second successive heat victory. He's only got 50 metres to go. And the man in green there, that is Lee Richardson. He takes that ahead of Michael Carlson in second place in red. They pack it in blue with Jesper Jensen there. Disappointment for Oliver Allen at the back, but it's another 3-all for the third win. 2 for a second and 1 for a third. The lineup for Wolverhampton, Peter Carlson on the inside. Peter Carlson started badly, but then won his next race. For Coventry, Andres Johnson in here as a tactical substitute. Gate 2. Gate 3 for Wolverhampton, that's Chris Neath. On the outside for Coventry, Sam Omalenko, who was part of their only heat advantage of the night when he and Lee Richardson. Heat number 11, away we go. Peter Carlson beaten to the tapes there by the man in yellow, Andreas Johnson, and Andreas Johnson holds the lead here. Down the outside goes Sam Omalenko. Omalenko's in third, Peter Carlson in second. Omalenko cuts through. He's trying to produce the goods, locks up slightly. Carlson now puts the challenge on Johnson. Carlson will go right round the outside of Johnson if he doesn't lock up, but Johnson's done it. And now Carlson under pressure from Omalenko. But a brilliant ride by the young Swede ahead of another very good Swede in Peter Carlson.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff from Andreas, and there's a definite game plan out there between him and Sam Omalenko. Andreas was looking all over his shoulders there for Sam in the first turn, and they certainly seemed to have things worked out, but Sam couldn't quite join him round the outside. Andreas pulling away now from Peter Carlson, and Sam doesn't seem to be making too much ground up on Peter at this point.
While turn 3 on the first lap certainly hindered Sam Omalenko's chances. He didn't get it quite right, but this man, Andreas Johnson, has got it absolutely perfectly to take the checkered flag. Peter Carlson beaten into second place in red. Third is Sam Omalenko in green. It's the second heat advantage of the night. Andreas Johnson certainly showing that he now knows what this track is doing, but Wolverhampton lead by...
Better, I felt a bit rusty, the first heats, haven't been riding there for a long time, and, been injured and that, so I don't feel, too good in shape, but it's getting better.
Well, you're riding okay, but you've had a little bit of bad luck in the team as a whole. How do you feel the evening's gone?
It's not been, like normally, we got the 3 Yankee boys. It's not here today, and you can see, that's distorted team spirit a little bit.
You guys are really feeling that you're missing those 3 guys, aren't you?
Yeah, we are, especially, the 3 guys are going really good around this place as well, so, yeah, something is missing, definitely.
OK, thanks very much. Back to the studio.
For Wolves, David Howe, already 10 paid 11 points for him tonight. On the outside, Lee Richardson, who's put together 2 successive heat victories, and Sam Omalenko, of course, has had 1 heat victory, that in that 5-1 in heat 5, which saw them gain their only...
I don't know, the referee's gone AWOL and he's bit, he's made decisions against us all night, and it's just a joke, really. We never even saw the 2 minutes in here, and Sam has got 3 on the trot now, after this race as well. So I don't know what the referee's playing at. Even the clerk of the course didn't hear the 2 minutes. So we've been outdone again.
Did you know that you were in that heat, because it looked like you were unaware, perhaps?
Yeah, no, I was in it because I came in, I changed a few things and put the spare tyre in, and we were helping Sam as well because obviously he was in the race before, and there wasn't much time. Obviously we got to get through the TV, but there was no 2 minute siren in here. No. And even like the clerk of the course said he didn't hear the 2 minutes. So we just agreed because it's all not gone our way tonight, and the referee, we feel like he's, tending more towards Wolves than he is, being fair.
But his decision is final, it appears.
Well, it is, and you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. Once he's put the light on, that's the end of it. So very disappointed.
OK, thank you. Back to the studio.
Well, away they go with 3 riders. Yes, and no inclusion for Scott Robson. In front in yellow and black there, Sam Ermolenko. Well, he's got work to mountain to climb here, but he's going to go the way of Coventry. In second place in blue, David Howe. Right at the rear in red, that's Paul Hurry. But Sam Ermolenko is doing his bit. And oh, Chris, he could have done with some support, couldn't he?
He certainly could, and certainly at the first attempt of this race, Lee Richardson probably would have given him support in this race, but it is Sam Ermolenko in front. It's that unfortunate scenario again. They've stemmed the tide now. They've been getting lots of 3-all races and a heat advantage in the last one, but this isn't going to be enough for them.
Well, it has to be said, it hasn't been Coventry's night. It hasn't been their week without their American riders. But one American rider here, guesting for them, Sam Ermolenko, goes into the final lap in front and doing his bit. Ahead of the man in blue, David Howe in second place. In third place is Paul Hurry. But Sam Ermolenko is going to win his second race of the night, doing his bit for Coventry as their guest. He takes it in yellow. In blue in second place is David Howe. Third in red is Paul Hurry. The 3-all means that it's now certain that victory will go the way of the home team from Wolves, who lead by 43 points to 29. But Sam Ermolenko has produced the goods.
Certainly in this race, they look like they could do that.
Well, I can confirm the 2-minute light is still on. It's been going for about 3 minutes. Sam Ermolenko's on the inside in green for Coventry. Michael Carlson goes for Wolves, gate 2 in red. Gate 3 for Coventry, Andres Johnson in yellow. On the outside, Peter Carlson. Those Swedish Carlson brothers take on another Swede in Andres Johnson in yellow, and an American in Sam Ermolenko, who of course is a Wolverhampton asset, used to be captain here. Robbery gate 3 is Andres Johnson in yellow. Away they go. Sam's left at the tapes. The Carlson brother Michael in red. Oh, and out goes Peter Carlson at the back. He's out of this well and truly there. But Michael Carlson heads the Coventry pair. And the Coventry pair being led now by, in the yellow and black helmet colour, Andres Johnson. Sam Ermolenko's in green. They could get a 3-all here. It'll add respectability, but they like to finish in style. And out front, well, they don't have much more style than Michael Carlson.
No, that's right. Not around Wolverhampton, they don't. And you can see Michael's intentions right from the word go there. Around the first corner, he pinned Sam Ermolenko down, and that saw him go out in front. Not quite sure what happened to Peter Carlson at the back there. He's still going round, but he's a long way back now. And Michael looking good out front. This is not really what Coventry needed.
Into the final lap they go. Michael Carlson goes wide in second place, but looking back there in yellow is Andres Johnson. With him is his teammate Sam Ermolenko. But the checkered flag is taken. Victory now assured for Wolves. Michael Carlson does it. Ahead of in yellow, Andres Johnson. Third in green is Sam Ermolenko. A late finisher in blue is Peter Carlson. But, well, it's 3 points apiece, and they've reached that magic figure of 46. They lead 46-32 as a result of that. And Wolves now know that it's them against Eastbourne over the next. Chris Neath on the inside in blue. For Coventry, Oliver Allen goes in green. Gate 3 for Wolves is the pole Adam Skonishki on the outside, and Scott Robson in yellow. One more heat to go. But he's done it 2 weeks in a row to take Wolves through to this all-important two-leg final, two-leg grand final, the first one of its type. Away they go, and this time the man in blue is Chris Neath to the apex of the bend first, trying to come through on the inside. Instead going around the outside in green is Oliver Allen. Allen tracking him, now coming through in red in third place. That's Adam Skornishki on the inside in yellow. That's Scott Robson, but a good ride by Chris Neath to lead this pack.
Yeah, Chris Neath is certainly showing he's taking the Elite League serious here. He's out in front, but he's now being put under a lot of pressure from Ollie Allen. He's moved him into the corner quite deep. Chris Neath got himself into a muddle in that deep dirt there, and it's all tightening up. We can see now at the back now, Chris Neath has moved right back there, and Scott Robson's come through. Chris Neath coming back out. This is probably the best race of the night, Tony.
And nice to see young English riders doing so well, because a tremendous ride here for the man in front, Oliver Allen in the green helmet colour. Second place in red, Adam Skornishki. In blue, it's Chris Neath. Right at the back in yellows, Scott Robson, the oldest man at the back. But what a ride by this man out front, and a truly brilliant ride by the rider in green, Oliver Allen. Second place in red, Adam Skornishki. Third in blue is Chris Neath. And a little bit of a surprise, I think, before the meeting. Very few people would have thought that Oliver Allen would have won Heat 14, but too little, too late. They keep their record going. Another split of the points.
Oliver Allen out in front there. He's in second place. Chris Neath still out in front, but Adam Skornicki, and we can see now Oliver Allen, he's made that big move up the inside.
Well, in the studio, Kelvin Tatum and Jonathan Green, amazing individual winners in 7 of
isn't it?
It's certainly been ups and down, topsy-turvy all night tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, but I think we pretty much have it under control, you know, and I think it's a good warm-up for next week.
And of course, you and your brother have ridden very well. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been working fine. You know, we've been trying a few things. You know, took the opportunity here. You know, when Coventry wasn't at full strength, to test a few things for the final.
How do you think you're going to find it against Eastbourne?
It'll be tough. You know, they've had good meetings against us all through the year, and we have to find ourselves to be underdogs, I think. But it could be a good thing, you know, to come from behind and nip them at the end.
Okay, congratulations. Back to the Coventry team.
Johnson, 2 heat wins to his name so far tonight. Michael Carlson goes in at gate 2. 2 heat wins for him as well. For Coventry, Lee Richardson, who's had all sorts of ill fortune tonight. On the outside in blue for Coventry, Jesper Jensen. A fitting race. The climax is eliminator. Coventry distinctly unlucky, but they've come.
I wouldn't put them down as underdogs.
Away we go for heat 15. Up by the tapes on the inside. A good start by Andres Johnson in green. Going wide in yellow, his teammate and partner is Lee Richardson. Could Coventry finish with a 5-1? As I said before, so much what might have been. Wolves will still go to 50, but this looks like only the second 5-1 of the evening to go the way of the visitors from Coventry if it stays like this. But the man in red, Michael Carlson, in 3rd place there, putting his man under pressure. Andres Johnson in the blue helmet colours there. Jesper Jensen in blue is right at the back, but look at the man in yellow out front. A good ride here now by Lee Richardson.
Yeah, the pressure's off the Coventry team now. We can see Michael Carlson's, he's changed tactics and he's gone right round the outside of Andreas Johnson. They'd made a lovely first corner, those two, but it's Michael Carlson looking determined now. He's going to be chasing Lee Richardson, but I think he's got his work cut out to make that much ground up.
Well, Lee Richardson, we'd expected so much from. When he's been good, he's been very, very good. And Lee Richardson is going to get his 3rd heat victory of the night in yellow. 2nd place in red, Michael Carlson. 3rd in blue there in the end. Oh, sorry, in green in the end is Andreas Johnson. And that's a rare heat advantage by 4.